Okay, my name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Epic number 2. I just deleted 2 videos because they were like totally interrupted, and it was important stuff on there that I can't get back now because they deleted. But anyway, um, it was about dating and preferences and shit like that, and I got like real deep about my past. So I had to delete it because I didn't want you guys to hear the background noise of the arguing that followed with me yelling at the people who knew I was recording and decided we're just gonna fuck with you anyway. So a long time ago, as I said in the other videos, um, there was this really hot black girl in grade school, and I really wanted to have her as my girlfriend. But she told me I was ugly. And she also told me that no black girl in the world would ever give me a shot. Which is what led me to dating outside my race, which legally I can't because I'm multicultural, so I can date everybody. And now, for me, dating, my preferences are Asian girls, white girls, Latin girls who technically are Asian girls, and people don't like that. So, as I said in my other video, I probably would have continued dating black girls had I not had bad experiences with two that like totally ruined me at ever messing with black chicks ever again. Outside of sex, there's nothing else that a black girl can really do for me other than fuck my brains out and get out my fucking face. And they can owe that to the 14-year-old girlfriend who was cheating on me with a 23-year-old who almost got me killed, and they can owe that to my 12-year-old girlfriend who was cheating on me and had the balls to bring that bastard to my dad's house and tell me that he was her cousin. And then when my dad left, she said, Jimmy, this is actually my new boyfriend. After I had been trying to be with her every step during the summer, and then she told me she needed a week away from me. And then after that, she had got a new boyfriend in that week. And she would ride her little spree scooter to him every day because I kicked him off my porch, like literally boot to ass. He scraped up his chin on the gravel driveway, and I told her that she better ride to him every day to be with him to have sex that she wasn't giving me, because every day that he comes through this neighborhood, I'm going to be here and I'm going to fuck him up until I go back to Charlottesville because I was in Smithfield at the time, and I won't give her name out because I'm gonna be a little bit more respectful to her than she was to me. Just know that you broke my heart and you want me for any black girl ever, and then the other black girl totally destroyed any chance that any black girl ever has with me ever, ever. Fuck that, never again. Now there was one other black girl that I really liked, but at the time I was messing with the 12-year-old traitor. And I've always liked this girl, and she's grown up. She's had a pretty nice life, and I would never interfere in it. I will also leave her out of it name-wise, but I know who she is, and she's still pretty. She's just as pretty at 14 as she was at 12, and as she was back in Walker and back in Buford. Although I also know that she was way out of my fucking league, and she was a red bone. She's still pretty to this damn day. I will leave Miss Frazier's name out of it. I gave you her last name, and that's all you get. So anyway, no, I would not. I'm done with black women in general. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a racist about the shit, but I don't need any more bad experiences, and there's nothing else I can really do or say about that. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But all it really takes is for one person to say the wrong thing to a person to really ruin their fucking life. And it's somehow or another, it was set in stone. When this hot young black girl told me that I was ugly, I never fucking stopped believing it. Till this day, I still believe that I'm ugly, and I always will until I'm dead. And I don't really care anymore because after losing like this whole section of my face, if you see my Facebook pictures, you'll know. I don't think I can find it in here fast enough, but I will try. If you've seen my that whole fiasco, it happened, you know, and after that, I've never ever really been the same again. So if you can see that, see, I thought I was ugly before that happened. After that, I was worse. So when I got all this shit back and they peeled all the brown skin off to the white meat, um, I accepted one thing. If I was ugly before, I was uglier when this happened. And after that, you know, I had grown to love my ugly face. Like literally, I have grown to love my face. It's probably the one thing that next to my nose is my favorite part of my face, but it's the one thing that, as ugly as I am, I appreciate that I have it because it was taken from me, as you've seen in that picture. It was taken from me, and I still have the scars up here in my arm. All of this, where that hair is right there, it's healed up fairly better. You know, it's not as bad as it was. I guess years of it, because that happened like in like '06 or some shit like that. It happened. That's all you need to know is that it happened. And that up here in my shoulder, you can barely make it out. But yeah, after that, I stopped taking my face for granted. So as ugly as I am, it's mine. I'm keeping it. So and I tell people all the time, if you think you're ugly, you may be, you may not be, and you should probably be grateful that you actually have a face, because there are some people who have had it worse than that and they never really recovered ever. And our face is the one thing that people will always remember. Our face and maybe our ass. Since I don't have an ass and I'm not a pretty woman, we don't have to worry about them ever remembering anything outside of my ugly face. So I've always wanted to be a pretty person. Always, 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 always wanted to be a good looking man. Yeah, that shit didn't happen. And you have your moments, and I don't have any money, and I'm hoping that this acting thing just launches off a little bit faster would be nice, but it hasn't. It hasn't taken off. But for that one thing, had that girl never told me that I was ugly, I might not have ever been grounded. I might have been one of those conceited people who just think they're like the most beautiful thing walking. And what goes around comes around. And you should also know that your beauty can always be taken. And one of the things my dad said, I don't know if it's his or if he added to it or changed it, or if it's the original saying, because somebody made a song about it. Beauty's only skin deep. So my dad told me one time, because I was talking about, wow, we were somewhere, and there was a very beautiful woman somewhere, and I said, wow, that girl sure is beautiful. And Dad said, yeah, beauty's only skin deep, ugly is to the bone. Beauty fades away, but ugly strongly holds its own. So I was like, okay. I didn't know it went that far. I just thought it was beauty's only skin deep and ugly is to the bone. And that's pretty much where I left it. But when he was, beauty's only skin deep, ugly is to the bone. Beauty fades away, but ugly holds its own. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I changed it. Strongly holds its own to ugly just holds its own. And I said, and I was like, you know what? Might be right about that. I'm ugly, but I'm holding my own. And I never thought anything else about that after that. It's like, I was uglier. Oh, believe me, I just showed you. I was mad uglier. And it might not look that bad to y'all because it wasn't your fucking face. It's my fucking face. So, when people talk about how beautiful they are, and I like giggle in the back of my head, I'm like, you know what? Right day, wrong time, anything can happen, and your beauty can be gone. So you should be grateful in what you have. You should be grateful, like phenomenally grateful in the shit that you have going on. Because things could always be worse, and you could lose your beauty and your value to yourself. I didn't have a lot of self value before my face got burnt up. I wouldn't say I still have a lot of self value now. I've had a lot of things go wrong in my life from the jump. No, I've had some PTSD from the military. I suffer from bouts of depression, which is why I wrote Love 13, to keep from going down that dark alley, and why I'm working on American Code of Reach now, or at least I will be starting it to add stuff to the computer. And you know, if you haven't been down this road, I pray that you never have to go down this road. Because the only cure for depression is to not get depressed. No doctor wants to hear you say that because then they're out of jobs. But the truth of the matter is, had I never got depressed, had I never lost the love of my life, she's not dead. She's out there somewhere, and I hope she's happy with whoever or whatever she's with. I probably wouldn't be this bad off. But it is what it is. It is all that it is. And acceptance is everything. But I will tell you, as long as I'm breathing, I will swear that I would hope that I would one day be a beautiful person. Like the ugly duckling that becomes the swan, I would kill to be that swan. It's not going to happen, but I'm okay with being the ugly duckling. And either you're going to like me for what you see, or you're not. You're going to love me for who I am, or you're not. And if you're idolizing me, I strongly recommend that you don't, because there's nothing a lot of positive about me outside of I'm creative, but I have the worst mouth on the planet. So if you're a child, please don't idolize my mouth. You can idolize me and my kung fu skills, but do not idolize my mouth, because it is the foulest mouth that you have ever heard. And if I'm talking with a Bible in my hand, it's more than likely I'm going to get struck dead. So therefore, honor me for my kung fu skills. Don't honor me for my mouth, because it is foul. It is probably the foulest thing you've ever heard in your life. But however, honor me for my honesty, because I am dreadfully and brutally honest more times than I probably should be. But for the most part, it only takes one person to fuck you out of your life, because words do hurt depending on who they come from. If someone has told you that you were stupid all your life, you will be stupid, because if you're dumb enough to believe it, and most of us are, like I said, the young girl in middle school, grade school, whatever school it was, told me that I was ugly and that I would never be dateable for black chicks. She was slightly right and slightly wrong, but I always, from that moment on, that she told me I was ugly, I never stopped believing it. So, here's my advice as I close out. You have to formulate your own opinion about yourself. You probably have to be your own hero. But I will tell you this. If you're ugly in someone's eyes, you're beautiful in someone else's. You'll be beautiful in my eyes. And I am ugly. But I am okay with it, because I've lost this part of my face. And I have it back now. But I have never forgotten how ugly I thought I was until I actually became twice as ugly. Now, when that happened and they peeled off the skin to the white meat, they were like, it's going to heal. You're not going to have surgery, but you'll be fine. And I'm good, and I'm grateful. I thank God every day that I have my face back. Even if you all think I'm ugly, I thank God I have my face back. But we are all going to be ugly to someone, and we need to prepare ourselves and our children for those things to come. Now, for me, my preferences are Asian and white women. For me, Asian women are the most beautiful women in the world. White and black women coming in a smooth second. And there are very beautiful black chicks, and there are very beautiful white chicks. Don't get me wrong on that. But most of the time, I will tell you that the black chicks are not for me. The white chicks that will give me a chance are, and the Asian chicks that will love me and give me a chance are. Most black chicks don't love me. I'm not thuggish enough. I'm not black enough, because I don't want to be a drug dealer. And young, pretty black girls, for some reason, think that living with drug dealers and having babies with drug dealers are cool. And this is your PSA for the final ending of this video. There is an old saying in ancient China, in ancient Japan, ancient Rome, and ancient Greece, and probably even in ancient America. My husband's enemy has more than one target. If I give this man, who is into bad things, babies, then my babies and myself are also my husband's enemy's targets. So for you young women who think it's cool to be dating around a guy who's slinging dope and making easy money and making enemies along the way, just remember one thing and one thing only. If they can't get through him, by him, they will get to him through you. So your husband's enemies, your boyfriend's enemies, They are your enemies. So if your husband's doing bad shit, or your boyfriend's doing bad shit, and you happen to be with him, and the only way they can hurt him because they can't whoop his ass is to whoop or kill yours, you brought this shit on yourself. Because you can't live with somebody, soprano style, and not know that they do bad things. So that's my PSA. Hope you have a great day. I'm James Williams Jeans, it's Kung Fu Havoc 2. Peace, love, and hair grease. And also, be seeing you. Because it will be a beautiful day in the neighborhood unless your husband's enemies have RPGs. Then you have nowhere to go. Because you're just as going to be a dead as shit. Because RPG can take out the whole fucking block. Especially if that 4-barrel one from Commando. I probably went too far with that. But hey, fuck it. I only have 25 followers. They're going to get a laugh out of it. Even if you guys don't. Later.